We began our exploration of Agra at the Agra Fort, or Red Fort as it is also known, which was built in the 11th century. At the time it was built, it was out of brick. When Emperor Akbar arrived in 1558, he renovated the fort, and at the time, the fort was covered in a veneer of red sandstone. It took 4,000 builders only 8 years to complete this massive project, which is pretty impressive when you think that they did all of this without the use of any cranes or other modern tools. Oh, did I mention that at one time there were 500 buildings inside the fort? When I said massive, I wasn't kidding. It's almost as large as the country of Monaco. It has walls that reach 70 feet high and a moat encircling it. It is, after all, a fort. Portions of the fort are closed off from the public because it's still used by the military and houses the Indian Parachute Brigade. One of the first buildings in the fort is the Diwan-i-Am. This is a building that you'll find in just about all forts in India. It is a hall where the emperor would hold public audiences. This one was built by one of India's most prolific builders and rulers, Shah Jahan. In front of the Diwan-i-Am is the tomb of the last Lieutenant Governor of the Northwest Province, John Russell Colvin. He died at Agra Fort during his service to the British. Of the reported 500 buildings, only 30 survive today. Some were torn down by Shah Jahan to make room for other buildings, and some were destroyed by the British when they captured it in 1803. In order to preserve this historic site, the fort has been designated a UNESCO World Heritage Site, which will ensure its preservation for future generations. This is a great snapshot of 3 moments in time: the 11th century when the fort was originally constructed, the 1500s under Shah Jahan's reconstruction, and the 1800s when the Brits ruled the country. You can only wonder what they looked like before they were destroyed. But there is one building just outside the fort that caused Shah Jahan more heartache than any building inside its walls. It was here, at the Agra Fort, that Shah Jahan's son, Aurangzeb, imprisoned his father. Let me back up. Aurangzeb was the 3rd son of Shah Jahan. Before he could take control of the Mughal Empire, he needed to move up in the line of succession. So he did what any power-hungry middle kid would do. He killed his 2 older brothers. Okay, now back to Dad. To add insult to injury, Shah Jahan was kept in this tower overlooking his beloved Taj Mahal. He laid here on his deathbed after 8 years of imprisonment, staring at the building that would soon become his final resting place. Legend has it that it was not his desire to be buried in the Taj Mahal at all. Instead, he had planned for a black marble Taj Mahal to be built across the river from the Taj Mahal for himself. As you can see, Agra Fort is one of the most beautiful UNESCO World Heritage Sites in India, if not the world. If it wasn't for its nearby neighbor, it would be the destination in any other city.